Will here. Today we're going to talk about avoiding catastrophe when buying a house and how you can use Zillow Maps to help do that. Usually, when you're looking at a house, the first things you're thinking about is does it have those granite countertops? Does it have the double oven you want? Does it have that room that would make the perfect man cave? You're not really thinking about worst case scenario, fire, flood, hurricanes. Those are definitely things you need to consider when buying a house. Let's dive right into it and take a look how we can use Zillow to mitigate some of those issues.
Here's your Zillow homepage. Let's go to Boise, Idaho. So first thing you're going to notice is this part of your screen that shows where the house is about 60% of your screen width, and your map itself is about 40. Which if we want to look at the map, that is not ideal. So I'm going to click over here in the houses. I'm going to hold control and I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to shrink that down to 110 from 100, which will just give you a single profile. So now our map looks a lot better. Next thing I want to do is the default setting we're going to see here is a street view. So you're seeing your major highways, your city boundaries, but it's not ideal. What I like to look at here is your satellites. We're going to come in and see a satellite view. What that's going to allow you to do is see parks, trails, neighborhoods, housing developments. You can just get a lot better feel for what these neighborhoods look like. So I always like to navigate in satellite view. Another cool feature, here we've got the view of the whole Treasure Valley. Say I'm not necessarily particularly interested in just Boise or Meridian, but what I'm really interested in is I'm a big cycler and nature lover and I want to be near the Boise River. What I can do here is come up to this draw feature and I can draw myself an area near the river here, apply, and now this is only going to show me houses within this area, which is a really neat feature. Now, getting to the topic of today's video, I'm going to show you a really unique feature here. Okay, say I've zoomed in, and I've decided that I really like this house here, right here, 9901 West Shimmer, Star, Idaho. What I can do, I can click here, I'm going to click flood. That is going to do is show me your floodplains and your 100-year flood. Down here, you can see the depth. Well, what do you know? This house right here is smack dab in the middle of a floodplain where you can expect 2 to 3 feet of water in a 100-year flood. So you could buy this house. You might have no idea this is in a historic floodplain. Now you come home and rover swim in laps in your living room. That's not good. The next cool feature I want to look at here is fire. So if we were on flood, now we're going to come down and click on fire. What this is going to show you is the likelihood of a wildfire on a percentage basis. So in the city center here, you got relatively zero risk of a wildfire. And then as we get out towards the outskirts where there's more brush and open land and forest, it gets significantly higher. So you can use this as a good tool. If you're in an area where there's a higher likelihood of wildfires, it may be a good idea to look into wildfire insurance. And one thing they're seeing, especially with a lot of these high dollar fires lately, like the Pacific Palisades in California, some of these areas you actually cannot get wildfire insurance. So you may want to think twice about buying a home in a high wildfire area. Now, obviously, this is all relative. So looking here, I mean, we're talking even the worst area, the darkest brown, we're talking a 1% chance of a wildfire. So small chance, but still something to think about. The next tool we've got here that I like is air. So what this does is this shows you the average number of unhealthy air days on any given year. So you got a gradient from 0 to 23 plus. The Treasure Valley is known for not having the best air. You got a couple different time periods. You got the middle of the winter when you get inversions and you get a lot of traffic and fireplace smoke trapped in the valley. And you've also got late summer when you've got a lot of wildfires burning in the Sierra Nevadas and California and Oregon, and that smoke drifts over here. So this will show you, we can zoom in and see this area. We're looking somewhere around 10 unhealthy air days. So if you're someone who's got COPD or some lung issues, Treasure Valley might not be the place for you. The heat tool, I don't find this one as useful. It basically just shows you the average max temperature in any given year. So here we're looking upper 90s, low 100s is what you'd see in the Treasure Valley. And then the last tool they've got here is wind. So this is basically hurricanes. See, we're gonna zoom out quite a bit here. You're gonna see definitely not an issue in Idaho, anywhere on the West Coast. The only where this would really be applicable is as you get in the southeast. Shows you here your wind speeds, typical max wind speeds. See, Florida's the worst. But All in all, some very unique tools that not a lot of other platforms offer that can really help you avoid some catastrophes as you're looking for a place to live.
Hopefully, there was at least some little piece of information here that you found useful and can put to good use on your house hunt. Good luck out there, and until next time.